The New York Attorney General is in hot water for basically committing mortgage fraud. Now, she's claiming that she is being targeted politically. I don't think so. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have quite the interesting article for you today, and it has to do with the New York Attorney General Letitia James. Now, this is a big story. And it has a lot to do with being a landlord. It has a lot to do with mortgages and mortgage fraud, okay? And so basically, this lady, she should be held to a higher standard. She is a elected politician. She is a lawyer, and she is committing basic mortgage fraud, okay? This is the type of stuff that I heard about a long time ago and stuff that I avoid because I'm in a high trust position. I'm a law enforcement officer, okay? That's what I do in my full-time job. I know that I have to cross all my T's, dot all my I's, not break the law in any way, because how am I supposed to arrest people for breaking the law when I'm breaking the law myself? And that's the problem with what this lady's doing, okay? She's full of crap. She shouldn't have done this stuff. She's making all landlords look bad because, you know, she's sitting there and she's saying that, oh, well, this is common practice. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Well, the proof is in the pudding. They have a ton of evidence that she broke the law. And you know what? They're going to throw the book at her. They throw the book at high-profile people all the time. You know, they did it to Martha Stewart. They did it to Snoop Dogg. They did it to all sorts of people for minor, you know, stuff that would be considered minor for an average person. But when they get somebody up there who is, you know, they're talking a big talk like they are high and mighty, and meanwhile they are committing this type of crime, well, guess what? You know, throw the book at them. I don't mind one bit. And it wouldn't matter what political party she was in, okay? Now, I admit, I'm on the opposite side of the political spectrum, but if somebody on my side was doing the same thing, I would say the exact same. Like, hey, you're a piece of crap, okay? You're full of crap, and you deserve what you get. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. So, do you believe that this is a political thing where they are targeting her? Okay, I don't. I have heard of people who have zero to do with politics being convicted for the exact same crime. That's the first thing. The second thing is, considering her position, considering that she is in a position of public trust, she needs to be held to a higher standard regardless of which political party she's in. And she needs to make sure that she is obeying the law. And how are we supposed to discourage future people who want to be in this position or this type of position from committing these sort of acts unless we prosecute them? Period. Okay, now I'm gonna play a video for you because there's other YouTubers who have already covered this story, and I think they've done an excellent job. So let's get into the video right now.
Because if you guys are unaware, when you borrow money in order to get a home that is supposed to be your principal residence, which is what Letitia James ended up alleging in a signed and notarized power of attorney letter, you get better terms on your loan, like a lower interest rate. And according to the indictment, Letitia James was actually able to secure a 3% interest rate for this particular loan that would not have been made available to her if she had actually been honest and said that she was getting this property as an investment property with the intention to actually rent it out. And in fact, the federal government has calculated the savings that she's gotten in just a few years by the comparison of these two interest rates, and they say it's between $18,000 and $19,000. But the thing is, me telling you about this does not necessarily make it so. What we need to do is go to the letter itself that she had signed, that was notarized, by the way, by two officials that were also in government, that shows that she had intent to defraud in order to secure this better interest rate. Now, this is a two-page document that can be seen in Letitia James' public financial filings that she has to do as a New York State official, and it says quite clearly that I hereby declare I intend to occupy this property as a principal residence. Now, it is signed by Letitia James, it is notarized, and of course, you have additional people from her office office that are signing as witnesses. 2 witnesses to be exact. Now look, this is obviously fraudulent. We all understand this because you can't have it both ways. The New York State Attorney General has a residency requirement. So if you were to make another state your principal residence, you would forfeit the office that you're actually in. And since Letitia James has been acting as the New York State Attorney General since after this particular home was purchased, it makes absolutely no sense that she would say that her principal residence was in North Fork, Virginia. That just does not add up. It doesn't square. Obviously, it's a lie.
So you saw that video. That was an excellent breakdown of everything that's going on in this story, okay? So I also have an article for you today, and it's kind of covering the basics of this story. So this article is coming from CNN.com, and it says, Letitia James, the New York Attorney General who defeated Trump in court, indicted by the Justice Department. All right, let's get into it. New York Attorney General Letitia James was indicted Thursday in Alexandria, Virginia, as President Donald Trump's Justice Department continues to pursue charges against his political opponents. So, first paragraph, you can already tell the leanings of this article, okay? Now, here's my opinion, right? They're like, oh, well, he's pursuing against his political opponents. Well, it's pretty obvious that he was politically attacked by her first. So, you know, what do they say? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, something like that. I can't remember the exact term, but, you know, basically, she started this mess. If she didn't want to be attacking people or to be attacked politically, maybe she shouldn't have attacked other people politically first. So now at this point, it's on, and you're screwed. So yeah, don't sit here and say anything. Not only that, but like I said before, you should be held to a higher standard because you are a high position political official. Higher standard, just like me. I'm held to a higher standard as well, being a law enforcement officer. It's a position of public trust, and we can't trust you because you're full of crap. You lied on all these forms, you committed these crimes, and you're going to pay the price. Now, I don't know what that price is. It might not be any prison time. It might be a small amount of prison time, okay? But 100% you're guilty. You know, I think you are, at least. Okay, that's up to the judges. You know, you haven't actually gone through court yet. It's going to take a while. But if you signed forms swearing up and down that, hey, this is going to be my primary residence, and you knew it was not, well, guess what? You know, it's very unlikely that you're innocent. Okay? And these mortgage companies, these lenders, they don't play around. They hate this crap more than, you know, like if you want to talk about, you know, somebody who's going to come after you, that's what these lenders are going to do. They're going to come straight after you for their money. They love money more than anything else, and they don't care if you are the Attorney General in New York. They will, you know, slam you hard. They will push hard, okay, to get their money back and to make sure that other people don't try to scam them as well. And that's exactly what the point of all of this is. So you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. And I don't care. I don't care one bit, okay? Like I said, if you think that politically prosecuting your political enemies is okay, and then you think that nobody's ever going to come after you, you didn't expect him to win that election, did you? Anyway, put your opinion of this whole situation in the comment section down below.